Hello everyone, we from Group 6. Now we are going to present our material on Unit 6. But before that, let me introduce my group. Start from me, I am Noya as moderator and sixth speaker. And next,
My name is Anna Maritina Vinem. Here I am as a first speaker.
My name is Queen. Here I am as third speaker.
My name is Maria Graciela Mau. Here I am the fourth speaker.
Hello, my name is Nobila Anastasia Riki as fourth speaker.
I think that's enough about the introduction. Let's come to next session. The first topic we will explain is definition of depreciation. So let the first speaker to explain.
First material is definition of depreciation. In general, depreciation is defined as an accumulation of costs that will be transferred or allocated as fixed assets within a certain period or period. There are several definitions of depreciation according to experts. The first, according to Rudianto, depreciation is the allocation of the cost of a fixed assets as an expense to the accounting period that enjoy the benefits of the fixed assets. Second, according to Kieso, depreciation is an accounting process that allocates the cost of fixed assets to expense systematically over the estimated useful life period of fixed assets. The last, according to Gibson, depreciation is the process of allocating the cost of buildings and machinery over their useful life. So, depreciation is something that can change the actual or original cost of fixed assets. Fixed assets are tangible assets acquired in ready-to-use form at phase, which are used in the company's operations, are not intended to be sold in the course of the company's normal activities, and have useful life of more than 1 year. Accounting period depreciation is charged to income either directly or indirectly. Amounts that can be depreciated is the amount of the acquisition of an asset or another amount substituted for cost in the financial statements minus the remaining value. Measurement of depreciation of fixed assets is based on both economic life, can be short than technical life, for example due to rapid technological change.
Depreciation-based financial accounting standards. Fixed assets are tangible assets acquired in ready-to-use form or built in advance, which are used in the company's operations, are not intended to be sold in the course of the company's normal activities, and have a useful life of more than 1 year. Land usually has an indefinite useful life and is usually not considered as an depreciable asset. However, land that has a limited useful life for the company is treated as a depreciable fixed asset. Depreciation is the systematic allocation of an asset value that can be depreciated over its estimated useful life. Accounting period depreciation is charged to income, either directly or indirectly. Amounts that can be depreciated is the amount of the acquisition of an asset or another amount substituted for cost in the financial statement minus the remaining value. Measurement of depreciation of fixed asset is based on both economic and technical life. Economic life can be shorter than technical life, for example due to rapid technological change. Residual value is the net amount that is expected to be obtained at the end of the useful life an asset after deducting the estimated disposal costs. Fair value is an amount for which an asset may be exchanged or liability sold between parties who understand and are willing to carry out a fair transaction. Carrying amount is the book value, namely the cost of acquiring an asset after deducting accumulated depreciation.
The next material is advantages and disadvantages of depreciation method. The first, straight line method. The advantages of the straight line method are: first, simple. This method is relatively easy to understand and apply as it involves dividing the cost of an asset by its lifetime evenly. 2. Consistent with time value for money. This method treats asset depreciation cost consistently from year to year, which is consistent with the concept of time value for money. 3. Stable expense recognition. This method results in a depreciation expense that remains constant from year to year, which can help create stability in a company's financial statement. The disadvantages of the straight-line method are: first, economical unrealistic. This method may not accurately reflect the decline in asset value, especially if the actual decline in value is not constant from year to year. 2. Does not reflect more intensive, as the straight-line method does not take into account the fact that an asset may decline in value more quickly if it is asset intensively early in its life. Unresponsive to change in asset value. This method is not responsive to significant change in the value of an asset over its lifetime, such as rapid wear or technology becoming obsolete. Next, decreasing loading method. The advantages are: first, more realistic recognition of depreciation cost. This method reflects an asset experience a natural decline in value over time, so the depreciation cost recognition are more realistic. 2. Adjustment with asset as depreciation cost decreasing in line with the decrease in asset as, which is in accordance with the principle that the asset provides greater benefit early in asset life. 3. Stability of net profit. As depreciation expense decreases from year to year, this can lead to stability in a company's net profit from year to year. The disadvantages are inaccurate expense recognition. Decline depreciation charts may not always accurately reflect the decline in asset value, especially if the actual decline in value is slower or faster than anticipated. 2. Not consistent with the time value of money. This method is not always consistent with the time value of money because it recognizes greater cost early in the asset life. 3. Calculation complexity. This method can require more complex calculation than other depreciation methods, such as the straight-line method, because it involves the ask of varying depreciation rates. Next, the decline balance depreciation. The advantages are: first, recognition of higher cost at the beginning of life. This method recognizes higher depreciation cost at the beginning of the asset life, which is in accordance with the principle that assets provide greater benefit in the beginning of their life. 2. Consistent with asset performance. This method reflects the asset may experience a more rapid decline in value early in their life, especially if they are asset intensively in the early stage. 3. Faster reduction of net income. Because higher depreciation costs are recognized early in the life of the asset, this method can result in faster reduction of the net income, which can reduce a company's tax liability. The disadvantages are recognition of higher costs at the beginning of the life. While this is also an advantageous recognition of higher costs at the beginning of the life can also be a disadvantage depending on the company's cash flow needs. 2. Calculation complex. The declining balance method can require more complication calculation, especially if the depreciation rate varies from year to year. 3. Not consistent with time value of money. This method is not always consistent with the time value of money because it recognizes higher depreciation costs early in the asset life.
Difference among depreciation methods. According to the Indonesian Accounting Association, depreciation can be carried out using various methods, which can be grouped according to the following criteria. The first is basis on time, consisting of straight line method. The straight line method is a method that attempts to allocate the depreciable amount of an asset evenly over its useful life. 2. Decreasing loading methods. The accelerated depreciation methods attempts to allocate the depreciable amount of an asset more proportionally to the earlier portion of the asset useful life. 3. Declining balance method or double declining balance. In the declining balance method, the annual depreciation expense is obtained after multiplying the net carrying amount or book value by a predetermined ratio. Mathematically, the amount that can be depreciable will never be fully allocated in this method. Therefore, to make things easier, the remaining amount that can be depreciated at the beginning of the last year of useful life is written off an annual depreciation expense in the last year. Next, basis on usage. 1. Service hour method. A method of calculating depreciation for fixed asset, where the depreciation expense in an accounting period is calculated based on how many hours the fixed asset is used in the accounting period with the formula depreciation equals the cost of the asset minus its residual value divided by the estimated hours of use.
And finally, the last topic is example concrete case. The first case I will explain is Perum Damri. Perum Damri have difference between depreciation calculation based on Perum Damri summary database with depreciation calculation based on analysis using depreciation financial accounting standard number 16. Based on Perum Damri, namely 1,280,420,000, and meanwhile, based on analysis using depreciation financial accounting standards number 16, namely 1,361,160,354 Indonesian rupiahs. So, difference in calculation is 142,740,354 Indonesian rupiahs. The solution from this case, Perum Damri carry out 3 depreciation method and take into account all costs incurred to obtain the equation value. Next, the second case about PT Karya Jaya Lestari Financial Accounting use the double declining balance method. PT Karya Jaya Lestari have different in expenses, machine, vehicles, and office inventory depreciation since 2014 until 2016. For different in value, you can look at the papers. The solution from this case, PT Karya Jaya Lestari calculates all the costs of machine, vehicles, and office inventory using correct double declining balance method and adjust it every year.
From the material above, it can be consolation that depreciation in accounting is the process of transferring the value of fixed asset over their useful life. In consolation, depreciation is an important accounting method to reflect the decline in the value of fixed asset over time. 3. By allowing companies to record costs arising from the use of this fixed asset and to account for asset depreciation in the financial statement. Commonly, asset depreciation methods include the straight line method, the declining balance or production unit method, depending on the characteristic and needs of the company. It is important to note the depreciation is not a physical reduction in the value of an asset, but is a system allocation of the cash of asset to reflect its use over its useful life.
Suggestion: it is hoped that all readers will understand the values contained in this depreciation paper. Hopefully it will be useful and can be used as reference material to increase insight.
Well, that's all about presentation, and we are going to the last session. It is question. We open 3 questions, and for the questions you can share in group. Thanks for watching, and on behalf of myself and of my group, I would like to say apologize for mistake during presentation.